Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Converted Podcast, the podcast about the guild on Airy Peak, Convert to Raid. With you as always is Salmisis the Shaman, Belschnickel the Priest, and Navox the Warrior. It's about to get real.
Welcome to episode 64 of the Converted Podcast, a podcast for the Convert to Raid Guild on Airy Peak, US. Today is August 24th, and we'd like to thank you all for tuning into our show this evening. I am Navox, and with me this evening, we have Belschnickel.
What up, everybody?
And Sal.
In this episode, we have the great, the powerful Marconin. Your favorite mounts. Nate and Turds are here with the Guild Haps, and here's a brief message about WoW challenges.
Hi, this is Stone.
Hi, this is Leda, and we're from the WoW Challenges podcast. We talk about all things WoW Challenges, Iron Man, Bloodthirsty, and Pacifist.
Come catch our first show live on Saturday, August the 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern at connectcast.tv/stone.
Awesome. So the WoW Challenges is the those are the groups of people that do like the Iron Man challenge and things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, guys, thanks for tuning in the show this evening. Big welcome to our chat room and all of our listeners listening to us on iTunes and Stitcher. So, Sal, how you doing this evening?
I can't answer that question right now because I need to reset all my dwellers in Fallout Shelter. I'm just going to tap on some,
Dwellers.
get the endurance and the strength up so I can gather weapons and resources. Anyway.
So, Bell, how you been?
I've been doing good, man. Been keeping it schnickle, dude. I was feeling a little bit sleepy tonight. I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna fake the funk tonight. But I'm telling you right now, we just had some Lion King up in here. I'm feeling like reinvigorated, man. I'm feeling like juiced up, fired up, man. I'm pumped. Been playing Little Heroes lately, man. I'm trying to get back into it, man. This week has been hectic, man. But like Sal, man, I'm addicted to these new like time sync games on my phone, like Little Jungle Heat. That sounds really corny, but try it out if you haven't played that. Like something about Jungle Heat has like some weird like whatever like tones to it, but just check it out. It's actually a fun game. And I wasn't gonna say anything. Man.
Stop! You're playing a game called Jungle Heat.
It's a game called Jungle Heat. It's on the phone. It is a blast. I'm telling you right now, it's fun.
Let me just get my little iPad going.
Download Jungle Heat and hit me up, man. Let's Jungle Heat together. And dude, and it's
Did
fantasy football
just
time.
offered a Jungle Heat with all the listeners?
Yo,
Right.
I'll Jungle Heat with whoever wants to heat it up, man. Hit me up. And it's fantasy time, man. You know, it's fantasy football time. I got a couple drafts coming up, and
R.I.P.
yeah,
Belschnickel.
man. That's pretty much it, man. That's been sucking my life right now. What is that? What do you got on the screen there?
That's a Fallout Shelter.
Oh, okay.
It's the third time I had to restart it. My third time because I crashed it too much on my phone. That's why I'm playing on the iPad now. But
You get that Jungle Heat, you'll be putting that game away, Sal. Once you go jungle, baby, you never go back. You know? Yeah. So now, what about you, my man? What have you been up to, dude?
Not a whole lot. Our raid team Convert to Mythic. We are now We killed 2 bosses on Mythic, so we finally got to our namesake, Convert to Mythic. So it was nice. We killed Heroic Archimon, and then we went in and killed the Trash Boss, and then the Fell Reaver. So we're working on Corn Dog, and got him to 11%. So we're making progress in there, which is really, really nice. Other than that, I've been streaming Halo. I've been back playing Halo on the Xbox. And what's nice about Windows 10 and Xbox One is you can actually stream your Xbox to Windows now, and just you can just play from there. So it's really, really nice. Works super great over wireless. They say don't play over wireless. I haven't had any issues whatsoever. It streams really nice. But you know what, guys? Chat room. In the next 20 minutes, we want to hear from you. So tweet us your favorite WoW mounts and why. And you can find us out on Twitter at converted_CTR. The reason we're doing that is because we have the Mount Man himself, Marconin, here on the show. Marconin, it's our pleasure to have a fellow Convert to Raid member and co-host of Torrent Think Tank on the show. So chat room, let's give him a warm welcome. Marconin, how you been, man?
Yay!
Doing really well.
Yes.
It's definitely an honor and a pleasure to be here. I love you guys, and I've been wanting to be on here for such a long time, and I only recently was able to free up my Monday night. So it is it's awesome to be here, and doing great. We did a Triple T episode last night because Jules and a lot of people were at the Bristol, Wisconsin Ren Fair, and so we weren't able to do a show on Saturday nights like usual. So it was a nice change of pace to be on a Sunday night. So I'm still riding high on that podcasting feel. So it's good to be back in front of the mic and be with you guys tonight.
Dude, man, welcome to the show,
I saw
man.
photos of that.
Thank you.
That looks fun.
I know.
Like, I'm not gonna lie,
love to go to
man.
one.
Like, I saw Marconin at BlizzCon last year, man. People were like, yo, you see Marconin, man? No, and the thing is, you might think I'm playing, right? Like, I'm not even playing. Like, I was like, no, like, who's Marconin? They're like, this is Marconin. I was like, yo, that's the Marconin, man. So, like, you got,
like the
you got some
The
street cred,
Marconin.
Marconin. You know what
I
I'm
didn't
saying?
know
Like,
I had a
you're like a
V in-
dude. You know what I
don't
mean?
know.
You're a dude. So,
I don't know when the V got in front of my name, but
yeah, it was the. I remember specifically. It wasn't like Marconin. It was like, have you met the Marconin? So here we are, man. Like in the studio, feeling good. So tell us about yourself, man. What's the man behind the Marconin, man? What are you all about, man? Like, tell us a little bit about yourself.
well, I consider myself the Mountaholic Mage. That's what I've called myself because when I got started in podcasting, I did little bits for the instance at the end of the show called Mount Up because the mount collecting bug hit me, goodness, like in Wrath of the Lich King, and has not let me go. That's where my $15 a month go to is collecting mounts mostly. So
Wow, okay.
that's what I do with my free time. So or my non-rating time and all that. So yeah, it's yeah. I mean, other than that, I love music. I've played bass trombone since beginning band, and so it's
nice.
It's not all going on 20 years now, but and so I love music. I love to play music whenever I can, and for the last 5 years, I worked overnights, which was what kept me from being around to see you guys live. But I since finally got off that, so I can maybe, I can be around more. I can do more things with the community because I'm actually awake when you all are, and not working.
Yeah, nights are rough, man.
Oh yeah, did it 5 years straight.
Jeez.
I'm glad I'm not there anymore. So it's a nice turnaround. I've been here about a month or so, been on days.
You played bass trombone?
Mm-hmm.
I played that in jazz band in high school.
Oh, you did?
I did. But my main instrument that I went to college with was the tuba.
Oh, that's awesome. I love the tuba. They're my brothers and sister from another valve mother and brother.
Yes.
They're the valve equivalent of a bass trombone, and I love it.
Indeed.
I'd spend my time in college band. We're doing pep band and marching band. I would grab like the trombone part, and I'd be like, "Hey, tubas, what do you guys have in measure 3? E flat." Okay, and then I would take it down like 2 octaves. And my band director, he got to where he would just kind of look up after he heard it and be like, "You can do that. Thumbs up. You can do that note." So I would just like make my own parts, and it was.
You guys realize we got enough for like a band here. I played the trumpet in high school. So Nav, like, did you play anything? Do you have
Trombone. I just played trombone.
Look at that. So
yeah.
we're ready to do it. What's going on?
My lips used to swell up doing the. My lips just used to get so big doing that.
That red marking, like all.
Yeah,
you know,
it would
like
just
you get around your lip. Yeah.
You got a brass quartet. We could do it.
I think it was
do
just
this,
from all the.
Okay, well, here we go.
everything in the
Terarts
alcohol.
played the viola.
Yo, CTR orchestra.
Cuddles plays the banjo. I didn't
banjo.
know that. Cuddles. Midnight is also trombone. Dev played flute. You see, look at all us wonderful nerds.
We need to talk.
Bunch of talented nerds.
We need to talk to Mr. Brower and be like, "Hey, can we do something at BlizzCon?"
Oh,
Just
he
get us
tweeted me this
The
week.
next soundtrack for the expansion. Maybe we could play it. You know.
I actually tweeted Russell, and he replied to my tweet because I asked him about Dalaran. I'm like, are there going to be any similarities to the Dalaran music? And he said, yes, there is. And he replied back to me. I was like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, Russell Brower. He's so like really, really, really cool.
Yeah,
when you see him like hanging out at the bar with his like hair, like long gray hair, and like leather wristbands on, like total rock and roll wizard.
Chief Oldred in Channel said, we need a musical mount, one that travels with a bunch of instruments attached to it, like kind of like a I would think like a one-man band robot. Like you get into it like the loader from Aliens, but it's all loaded up with different bass instruments and stuff like that.
like the Sky Golem that you can get.
There you go.
And just put drums and cymbals and a little triangle dangling from the front. We could do it. That would be so cool.
All right, now you just draw it up. Send your sketch to.
Send it to Russell Brower.
I'll send it to him, send it to Metz, and be like, guys, come on, this would be fantastic.
They're like, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
So, Marconin, what was your drive to get into podcasting?
Well, when I first went to college, I was music education. That's what I thought I wanted to do. Yeah, and I was like, okay, well, I love playing trombone and being in band, and I love that energy. It's where I get my fire and my passion from. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I can do it. And then as I went through it, I slowly determined that, well, I would rather be out there on stage playing, because that's, like I said, that's where the passion is. And so one of my friends who is a band director in Dallas now said that he's the missionary. He stays in and cultivates all the musicians, and I was more like the missionary. You know, he was the monk in the monastery, and I was the missionary. I would go out and play things and get like high school kids really interested in music and really get them going. So I didn't really stick with music education, so I was kind of lost and looking for a major. And then I went to an intro to mass communications class because I'd always heard that I had a voice to do some kind of broadcasting. And so I was like, okay. And so I did the intro class, and I talked to the teacher afterwards, and he's like, you know, you've got a voice for radio, and I think you would do really well in front of a TV, you know, in front of a camera. So, you know, I would suggest you switch your major. And so it was one of those light bulb moments in my life where I called my dad. And I was like, I found what I want to do. And so I switched majors, got the broadcast degree, and now here I am, because it is so hard to break into the industry. To really find a home to get in there, it's hard. And so I kind of married all of my interests together, because I took a podcasting class in college, and they were like, okay, first day, your assignment is to find 5 podcasts of things that interest you. And I was like, okay. Found a movie review podcast, a music podcast, and The Instance. That was where I started. Like many people, The Instance, you know, Randy and Scott were my first voices into the WoW podcasting world. And after a while, I started listening and was like, you know, this gal Aludra does pet things at the end of The Instance. Maybe I could do mount things. And so I worked for about a month on my first bit that I did, and toiled and trying to, I don't know if it sounds good. What is it going to do? My voice keeps messing up. I keep messing up all my lines, and got it out there, and then I couldn't stop, and I just wanted to keep on doing it and do production work. And that's how I got in with Jules and Rem of Tar and Think Tank, because I would do their pre-show bits and all that other stuff. And then Rem left, and here I am on Triple T. So that's kind of a roundabout way of how it got there.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Well, you know, in talking about Triple T, like, you guys have like a unique like niche in the whole like WoW-ish podcasting gamer kind of community. Can you tell us a little bit more about the show and kind of what you guys are all about, for anybody who doesn't know already?
Oh, absolutely. Tar and Think Tank is an interpersonal relationship advice podcast. I kind of tell people that don't know anything, it's like a Dear Abby for WoW players. You know, people will write in with things that have happened either in their guild, or, you know, it's gotten even to where it's expanded outside of WoW, where people are gamers and they play WoW, but they have these sometimes really tough issues that happen outside of WoW and any kind of gaming thing. Their relationship with their family, with their kids, with people at work, and they just want some kind of advice. And so Jules she's more of an official, because I think she did study psychology in college, and so she brings more of the academic side, and I kind of interpret and bring my own spin to it as well. And we tend to meld in the middle, and it's really cool. I really enjoy getting to do that and helping people, because I always like to help people, and this is a way you can kind of do both, be a nerdy WoW player, and also spread some love and spread some help and happiness. And so that's kind of what we do, is just anybody who's got any issue, they send us an email or send us a tweet or something, and we'll talk it over. And of course, we have an excellent chat room, which most of the guys that are in your chat room are in our chat room too, and they're fantastic. So we get a lot of great feedback, and a lot of people where somebody will have this weird issue, and then we'll get an email from a listener that said, "Hey, I know exactly how that is. Do you mind if I have it? Does he mind if I have his email?" And they'll get together and discuss it, and the other person will help. We're like a bridge to help people sometimes, and it's awesome. So that's pretty much what we do. We kind of goof off and talk about WoW things, and make up funny audio bits and stuff like that. But that's the main purpose of the show, is helping people.
That's fantastic.
That is awesome.
And it's entertaining, at the same time.
It is, and they do get it really, really deep into some of the conversations. Like there were like a couple episodes ago, I actually was like, man, it got real deep on that show. It was what was it, the cheating episode and things like that. I was like, oh man. I was like driving into work. I'm like, but you know what?
Go pretty deep on the show, yeah.
Back to World of Warcraft. Are you raiding these days? And if so, who are you raiding with?
I am part of the CTR raid group Cat on Fire, which is where we raid on Monday nights. Jules is on there, her husband Arcane, our buddy Trelant, just a really fantastic group of guys. We're super casual because we only raid that one night, but we're I think we're either 7 or 8 out of 13 in normals.
Oh, wow.
We
Awesome.
we downed Iskar this last week, so it's good. Actually, they're going right now. We raid right now during the show, so they're trucking along without me tonight. But I know they're going to do great. So that's what I do. I raid on my mage pretty much exclusively. I haven't really raided with any alts at all in Warlords, but my main's a mage, and so I stick with him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a mage gnome. Am I right?
Yes, I call it 3 feet. So, but my hair is really spiky, so I get a few more inches out of that.
They do have the best haircuts.
We may be short, but we are a tall, proud people.
Gnomes are awesome. Gnomes are awesome.
They get the mohawk too.
So the other day, I was doing my dailies, right? I ran into Marconin, and I didn't see him at all because I always play the game like really far up, so I can see like a big like portion of the ground or whatever. I did not see Marconin. He like whispered me and like waved at me, and I looked around and looked around. I had to do it like target Marconin
look down
to find him, and he stood right next to me. The little bitty gnomes, I just don't see them, and that's not me trying to be funny. Like, I just legit, they're short.
Yeah. You did look around and walk around, and I was like, I'm right here.
He's jumping.
I was jumping up and down, saying like, I'm here, come over here. Well, that was cool. We got to share a daily and knock that out a lot quicker than I would have normally.
Okay, so while we have you on, I thought we could get your thoughts on the new expansion. What are you excited about?
Well, other than mounts, of course, obviously. More to add to my collection. Oh, the precious. Oh, I love them all. It's going to be really great, I hope. I am always cautiously optimistic at the next step, at the next chapter of the story they tell us. I loved Pandaria, and I still love a lot of Warlords. The story is great and everything. Yeah, we've got some bad, kind of not so great stuff in the mechanics of the game, but that's okay. I love the story, and we are finally going back to Illidan Stormrage, and I am hopeful that this is going to be a redemption story in the end. I don't want him to be the bad guy again. I want him to rise above it and just turn towards Gul'dan or Sargeras and say, "You are not prepared." Not us. We're prepared now. We waited like 4 expansions to be prepared. We're ready.
Yeah.
And just turn around to that portal and be like, "You, Sargeras, are not prepared," and we all just go after it. So I'm very excited. The world looks beautiful. I'm like, High Mountain looks gorgeous. I'm ready to go explore that area, and just see. I'm ready to get out of Orc Village for a little while. I'm a little tired. Orc fatigue is real. It is real, and I have it. So I'm going to be glad to get out of the Hellscream silhouette and shadow, and see some high elf stuff, and see some more Legion stuff, and just get some more story under our belts. I'm really excited to see what they do. And I went to Nerdtacular about a month and a half ago, and Chris Metzen was there, and I finally got to meet him and talk to him and just tell him how much I love the story and it's fantastic, and how excited I am for Legion, the new expansion, because he hadn't revealed it yet. I was like, I don't know where we're going, but I know it's going to be good. So it was good to do that. So I'm always cautiously optimistic, and I like the lore. I'm not a complete lore nerd, but I know enough of it to really get in there. Like, oh, that's the thing from the other place in the expansion 6 years ago. That's cool, and really see where they take us.
Now, is there anything you hope to see that they haven't announced yet? Like, do you have anything that you're like maybe holding on to hope that'll come out? Or
oh man, I was trying to think, because I was really thinking we were going to go and do the South Seas and have ships and see a lot of troll things, and maybe Queen Ashara herself. But I don't know about, as far as features, I can't really think of anything that's like, of course I could always say the dance studio, because why not? That's the easy thing. Never gonna happen. That's the easy thing to say. Hey, we may get it one day. But
someone in the chat, Draven Dresden, said the same thing.
Yeah, Draven beat me to it. Yeah. But oh gosh, I don't know. I would love to see. Oh, I was just thinking about it the other day. Extra race class combinations, because a lot of people are vying for Gnome Hunters. Gnome Hunters is a big deal in the gnome community. we want to have gigantic pets that are standing twice as tall as us, 3 times as long, and just going after it. Whatever.
That would be kind of cool looking.
Yeah, and it's something that people want. I don't know that they would necessarily give it to us, but I'm hopeful that they have a lot of tricks still up their sleeve that they didn't tell us at Gamescom, so they can tell us at BlizzCon at their home. They've
got to have something.
Something. I mean, because I was watching the reveal live, and you could tell that a lot of people did not speak English when they did the big reveal, and like Ian was doing the jokes about the druid shape-shifting forms and stuff, and it was falling flat. Nobody was laughing. And and at first I was like, it's not his delivery, it's because it's in Germany, so a lot of these players,
right.
It's not, English is not their first language, and that's why I'm like, oh, come on, bring it home. Let's get it back in Anaheim. Let's see what else you got, because we will laugh, we will cheer, we will cry, we will go.
It's like, we'll do whatever you want.
Just give it to us.
Just give us the expansion, please. Anything. That's we're ready for it. We're feverishly ready to get out of Draenor and get to the Broken Islands. Yeah. And so I'm jazzed, and I can't wait to see what other features they're gonna show us. But yeah, race class combinations would be a cool addition.
Cool.
Kind of just expand that a little bit.
I like it.
Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the topic at hand.
Ooh.
Mounts. Okay. Now, first of all, I just want to say this right up front. I would like to wait until the end of our chat for all of us here to let everyone know what our absolute favorite mount is.
Okay.
And I still want to see those tweets.
Yeah.
From the chat room. Anyone who hasn't tweeted us yet, I've been watching this entire time, and we've gotten a bunch of responses. So go ahead and tweet at us. Let us know what your favorite mount is.
That's awesome.
Okay. But first of all, so Marconin, you are known as someone who really likes his mounts.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this subject so close to your heart? What's going on?
Well, just about everybody in WoW has a thing. That's their thing. Some people collect transmog sets. A lot of people do the pets, especially with pet battles out. That whole revamp probably ignited a fire in a lot of people to start collecting pets.
Sure.
And some people collect, gray rocks, like those gray, useless vendor trash rocks that have different names. Like there's a big rock, sandy rock, chunky rock, slippery rock, whatever they are. Some people collect those. But for me and for a lot of players, I collect the mounts. It's something visual. It's something that shows achievement just immediately. If you walk in to Stormwind or Storm Shield or whatever storm word that we stay at in the Broken Islands, then you can, if you see somebody with the PvP mount, like the latest season, that guy was in the top 0.5%. of the entire player base that did PvP. That's astonishing. You see somebody with the which is kind of like one of the holy grails of mount collecting is the Black Karaji battle tank from the opening of the Gates of Ankaraj in vanilla. There are so few people that have that mount, it's ridiculous. I've seen it once. You get the title of Scarab Lord when you have that, and it's the only, until Cataclysm put the archaeology bug out, it was the only battle tank that you could ride out in the open world, because the other 4 in AQ40 you could only ride in there. And so that one, if you see that, you know that guy has been around since vanilla, or he bought the account from some guy on eBay. One of the two. And I've seen it once, and that was back in Cataclysm, and I just whispered, I was like, dude, that's awesome. And he's like, yeah, no, man, I'm so glad I have it. He was very humble about it, thankfully, because you could be a real jerk with mounts and stuff. But like I said, it's visual. It's something that you get to use every day. And wow, if you get that mount, the one you've wanted for so long, you can ride around on it all the time, and yours, and you can. It's kind of like bragging rights, but it's also that collector. You know, a lot of people collect weird things. You know, I collect bicentennial quarters also. So it's like one of those. I've got to have as many as I can. So I want the mounts. If I can get it, I go after it. So
it sets you apart. You know, people in this game are always looking for something that kind of sets them apart. You know, what makes you unique in this world of millions of people. So.
Yeah.
So what do you think makes a mount like epic? Like how would you classify something as being epic? Is it just how difficult it is to get it? What it looks like? What are your personal criteria for calling a mount epic?
Well, it's kind of a mix of both of them, because there's how hard it took. You know, how much did you have to grind? Like, what did you have to do to get that mount? Mm-hmm. And in the time that you did, like if you see a black or a plagued proto drake, unless they bought it off the black market auction house, you know that they worked really hard back in Wrath of the Lich King, because they took those out when Ulduar came out. And since then, there was so much backlash that they have not done that since. That's why you can still go back and get those rare mounts you can get Invincible off of Arthas. You can get Nimron's head off Yogg Saron, because everybody was like, why did you take those out of the game? We want them. You know, people still want them. And if you got it, like if you see... For instance, if you see that giant mech that comes off Mythic Archimon walking around, you know that whoever got that was not only a Mythic Raider, but won the role. Either won the role or paid a lot of money for it. And that's one of the things. Like, it's how hard is it to get? That's one criteria. And for me, what else makes a mount epic is the look. You know, and that's one thing that we could use some more of in Legion. Is because I went through and I looked, and there's like 13 different boars that you can get, and they're all the same. They're either armored or unarmored. But if you find like that Void Talon of the Dark Star, that purple Raven Lord mount that have to find portals that are randomly spawned and they change and move, that's unique. That's the only one you can get that's that color and that style. So people know in an instant what it is, because it's very unique coloration, very unique style. And it's just, that's another criteria for me, is the look. Because there's some mounts that just look beautiful. Like, that's why I worked for Mimron's head for so long, is because it's the only way to get any mount that looks anywhere close to that. And it's hard to get too. So it's a mixture of the two of them.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just looking up Mimron's head. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've got the mounts like loaded just so I can like look them up. I've totally forgot about that.
I actually didn't know that dropped from Yogg Saron. I thought it actually dropped from the fight itself.
No, it's Yogg Saron.
Voltron, and I was like, oh, it doesn't drop there now. Oh.
No, it's Yogg Saron, 25 men, no lights, so you can't get the help from any of the keepers. Which, honestly, now at level 100, it's not hard at all to do. It's just getting it to drop that's the hard part.
Yeah,
it's like a 1% chance to drop now. So it took me a while to get. I only got it relatively recently. So
okay, well, now we talked about epic. Well, what about like sentimental value?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's something that you can't get out of the game itself. The game will not tell you a mount is sentimental. It's a value you and other people create inside yourself for and attach to these mounts. And you know, you can attach sentimentality to anything, but as far as mounts go, yeah, oh man, there's quite a few of them. what is it? The red Mechanostrider was my first mount because I was a gnome, and I was a fire mage back then, so I wanted one to match my fire red. I'm a fierce gnome. So that was my very first mount. So that one holds a special place, and there are some that I get. Goodness, what's another one? The Time Lost Proto Drake was sentimental for me because it took me so long to get. It's one that I wanted and waited for and just searched for. And that one was another one for me. Granted, that one's kind of epic and hard to find as well. I'm trying to think of another one that really kind of...
Well, you were saying that one's kind of hard to find. So what mounts have the worst methods of obtaining them?
Oh, goodness. Let's see. Well, the Time Lost Proto Drake is up there. Because
good grief,
it's in Storm Peaks, and it's a rare spawn off of a rare spawn. So whenever the spawn timer goes, you can either get Viragosa, which is a big blue drake. I think like 8 or 9 times out of 10 will be that, and then the 10th time will be the Time Lost Proto Drake, and it has 4 different spawn points, 4 different flight paths, and you have to be the one to tag it and kill it, and you have to be able to loot it. When I saw it, I killed it. Like, I was standing right by the spawn point, just happened to be there, and NPC scan went off about 6 o'clock in the morning when I was looking at another computer screen and almost scared the living daylights out of me. Because that's when it had the boom sound, and it just shot out of my chair, and then I started to breathe really quickly and heavily. Oh gosh, that's it. And I killed it, and it landed on a steep cliff, one that I could not loot from. And I couldn't loot.
Man.
And I was like,
That's terrible.
what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I finally got the... Oh, I was freaking out. I was like, wait, I'm a mage. I'm a mage. I can do this. And I like jumped off the slow fall, and I fell right next to it, and I just spammed the right click and finally looted it. It took me like 10 times to get it, and finally looted it, and was just like, oh my god. I was happy for like a week solid. Just people at work were like, why are you smiling? I was like, I got the Time Lost Proto Drake. I don't know.
They're like, oh, yeah, that's cool.
That's great. Nice.
But the problem with the Time Lost Proto Drake is that it's really ugly.
Yeah, it's like a very primal bronze drake, and it's not the prettiest one there, but that's where it goes into more like a status symbol that I found this. Either I was really lucky or I didn't sleep for 2 weeks and finally got it. So it's more of a status symbol than it's not going to win any prizes for beauty contests, that's for sure. But
well, what do y'all think about like worst mounts? Like I love the Violet Proto Drake, but you have to do all those achievements like throughout. It takes you at least a year,
right?
Yeah, it's years worth. And School of Hard Knocks is where a lot of people. Oh yeah, Sal knows what I'm talking about.
Do you know what I did for that? I had really bad internet connection, right? So I couldn't get the one of the PvP achievements, the one in Alterac Valley, because I couldn't get to one of the towers fast enough.
Oh yeah.
So I went and I grinded out getting all the gold, and I bought a motorcycle mount for a guildie of mine, the chopper mount. So he just carried me over there. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And I got it done because I bought him a mount. But then
that's dedication right there.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes, Al. Whatever it takes.
But do you know what he did for me later on was he had jewel crafting, and he made me the Blue Panther.
Oh, awesome.
For jewel crafting. So that's a sentimental one for me because he made it. He's like, hey, what's your favorite color out of yellow, red, blue, and I didn't even at all notice that he was trying to make me a mount. So
yeah, that's like me and the Sandstone Drake, the alchemy mount.
Sure.
My buddy, that band director in Dallas I was telling about earlier, he's an alchemist as well and is paladin, and actually made it and gave it to me out of nowhere. And I was like, holy cow, dude, that's like 40,000 gold. Back then it was a lot of money, and I was like, that's incredible. And he's like, yeah, dude, it's all right. And so I got on my engineer and made a chopper for him and gave it to him so that we each paid it back,
Okay, so before we get to what our favorite mounts are, I want to quickly read kind of a list that we've got that we started today on Twitter. So these are all tweets, and some of them are from this morning. Okay, so here we go. I'll start off with War Chief Vol'jin says, "The armored sky screamer, because it's a flying dinosaur." And the reason he likes that so much is because it's great for snatching of little gnomes.
Yeah. I had words with the chief earlier on Twitter due to
I
that.
saw that little Twitter argument with the gnome and the war chief. Alessander says, "My blood elf huntress uses the Argent Tournament Dragonhawk. My DK rides the Headless Horseman's, and loves riding the PvP Wolf and Cat." PvP mounts are cool.
Oh yeah, the
Definitely.
black ones, yeah.
Draven Dresden says, "Sporebat, always Sporebat." Then even sent a photo of it for me. Okay, let's see, Scott Baldry on Twitter says, "Onyxia Drake, because I love dragon mounts, and Onyxia is one of my favorite bosses." See,
That's a pretty one, yeah.
Well, that's a pretty one, and it reminds you of something that you've done with your raid team and
Right.
stuff.
More dots.
Ivory Tiger says, "Ruby Panther, because it's a feline model and a jewel crafting item I made, both close to my heart."
Absolutely.
Nice.
Cuddles says, "Definitely the Sunfist Gronling." That's the Pound Fist mount. It was the first one I really earned.
And
That's cool.
that's a doozy too to get. Oh man.
Yeah, and Cuddles, he hasn't been playing WoW as much as a lot of us have, and so for him that was like the first like really big one.
Yeah,
so-
absolutely.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, 2020 site, I believe they're in the chat room right now. Says definitely this. No, says my favorite mount is the Raven Lord. I worked hard to get that bugger to drop. Draven Dresden also says the Fellfire Hawk, because it makes my warlock feel pretty. These are great. Greg the Insane says, "I love my Headless Horseman mount. It looks good on the ground and in the air." It does.
Mm-hmm.
Turarts, this is my challenge mode Phoenix from Mop,
Oh, those are gorgeous. I love those.
are my favorite mounts. Yeah, those are pretty great, and you have to have done like the challenge modes for them, so
Yeah.
not many people have them. Let's see, Midnight says, "My favorite mount is the fossilized raptor. I love how it moves with a creepy tail and swish, and not everyone has it because it is our archaeology."
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I just caught this from the chat room. Let's see, Tiber COD says, "I like the black war bear mount. The black war bear mount the best."
Mm-hmm.
Summer Shades is a Cindermane Charger and the Drake of the West Wind. I like that one too. That one's pretty awesome.
It is very
I
pretty.
know that I missed a whole bunch that were in the chat room.
Yeah,
let's see if
I
there's
saw Bimini also said that her favorite mount is moose because we are getting a moose mount.
Are
And
we?
soon? Yes, it's called the Grove Warden, and
I
it
saw that today.
flies. Yes, it flies. It's a flying moose. It's fantastic. Oh, I can't wait.
I've got one more
Can't wait.
tweet from Dev. Dev says Ash is her favorite mount
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See,
because she
that's
loves the colors. It was the first mount that she had farmed, but mostly because of the story behind it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Modestine from the
that's-
chat room said, "Paladin Charger is sentimental to me because I did the quest in Classic as Alliance and then in BC as a Blood Elf, so..."
Nice.
Yeah, and see that's really cool. Those mounts that you could do, and because now you just boom, you learn them. But before you actually had to work, and I kind of wish we kind of had those things where you could kind of go in a quest chain and craft your own mount kind of thing, where we could have one for each class. That would be awesome.
Well, we'll get
right.
a class weapon.
Yeah, we get a class weapon in a hall, so yeah,
Yeah,
that
you
works.
can't have it all,
Yeah, not all in one expansion. We'll get it eventually.
So Sal, was that it? Was that it for the list?
That's what we've got.
All right.
Is that it? That was a bunch. It was like 30 or something. I think.
Yeah.
Really
Well-
good audience participation. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. So let's do this now. Belle, what's your favorite World of Warcraft mount of all time?
I have two, but I'm only going to share one. Why? I don't know.
Okay.
It was the Netherwing Drake from back in
Really?
the day. I remember going there every day, man, to find the little eggs and do those daily quests, and I felt like nobody had one at that time when I did it. And I remember when I finally got it, man, it felt so good. It felt so good, man. It was just awesome. You know, you had to do those dailies every day. It felt like it was like months.
Those eggs.
Yeah, the eggs, and you found the eggs, and they give you bonus XP, and you kind of kept looking for eggs, and you'd spend an hour flying around looking for eggs, or walking around, whatever we were doing back then. But it's been a while. But yeah, I love that mount, man. That one and the Sandstone Drake. You know, the fact that you can turn into a dragon, like that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know? So those two are my favorite mounts.
I'm totally agree with you about the turning into stuff. Mine's the Obsidian Nightwing. I got it because I recruited a friend of mine into WoW, and I got her into it, and she really likes it, right? And you turn into a black cat that flies.
That's cool.
And it's also kind of vicious looking. Like once you do the mount special, it's like, "Rawr!" You know, it's cool and it's black. And like I like turning into things because I'm a shaman. I turn into a ghost wolf, and then when I'm on my mount, I'm a cat. I don't know. It's black, like my heart. Snavox, how about you?
Actually, you know, I have two favorite mounts. One is the Korkron Warwolf mount. That was ahead of the curve for Siege of Orgrimmar and raiding with Bows and Hosen back in the day. That was a really we had a fun time raiding, and that was my first CTR raid group. And then when we got that, we all lined up and took a photo of all of us on our mounts, and that's still my favorite mount to this day. I really wish they made one without the tusks on the side, because I love the wolf model in this expansion. I really do. And I'm not a leather worker, so I don't have the leather working mount. But the other one is the new Griffin model. The new it was back in MoP. You did the quests, and you'd get the new Griffin mount, and it's just a new model, and it looks really nice. And I have the armored version, and he's great looking. I love that.
Oh yeah, I'm totally with you on that one. When I saw that it was in the game, I had to have it because it's so iconic for the Alliance, and it's beautiful. I took so many screenshots over there was a thunderstorm over the what was it, the Valley of the Four Winds or whatever, and there's like thunderstorm in the background. I took like 50 screenshots after I got that thing because it's just gorgeous. Oh, it's beautiful.
All right, Marconin, how about you?
You know, they're like my children. I don't know if I could just pick one. There are a few that stand out, though. Not rusted, but the Ironbound Proto Drake, the Ulduar 25-man achievement, because it's all this, it looks like razor scale. It's dark, but it has these glowing blue runes on its wings, and it's just beautiful. And another one is the Thundering Onyx Cloud Serpent that dropped off Hulan on the Timeless Isle. 104 kills, and I got it. Wow. So I worked my tail off for that thing, and so it's beautiful. I fly around it all the time if I can. And there was one other I was thinking of. I mean, of course, I could say Invincible or Mimron's Head or all these other ones, but one of the ones that bit me, the bug that bit me at the beginning was the albino Drake. That's the one. That's the first one I saw my roommate at the time back in BC riding around on. I was like, how'd you get that? He's like, oh, I collected 50 mounts, and that's when the light bulb went off in my head. That's when I decided to start collecting. Because before that, I just had a slow mount and a fast mount, and one, and then a Griffin for BC, and then that's when it started. But the Raven Lord, that one is my other one, because that thing is so beautiful. Even today, looking at the graphics for it, it's gorgeous mount. So gorgeous that they made the collector's edition for Warlords a one that flies. You know, it's that iconic, and so it's just that's another one on my list. There's dozens of other ones that I love. The Turbo Strider from the Argent tournament. It's a Mechano Strider for gnomes, but it's red. It has flames on it, so it's the fastest ground mount in the game because it has fire on it. Because that makes it fast.
Because fire makes it faster.
Fire makes it fast. So that's another one I love too.
Mentioned a gnome mount.
Oh yeah. Absolutely, I can't not mention a gnome mount. That's who I am.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right, man. Well, Marconin, do you have any shout outs you want to give on the show before we let you go?
Oh, sure. I could definitely do that. Shout out to Cat on Fire, my raid team. Absolutely. And also my co-host and one of my best friends, Jules Scott. You know her. You love her. I love her too. She's amazing. Jules. And gosh, all the all of CTR, man. I was in a dead guild all the way through Cataclysm. Went to BlizzCon and was like, these are my people. These are my people. So like, I immediately brought Marconin over, and I have not ever regretted it for an instant. And it's so fantastic. Gosh, shout out to Durfin, who is my buddy Daniel. He was the one who got me to start playing WoW in the first place. He's the one who told me to start playing it with him, and he's been my best friend since I got to college. He's that band director guy, and he's awesome. So I give a shout out to Durfin, and to you three. Thank you so much for having me on. You guys are awesome, and I can't wait to see you in November. And yeah, it's awesome. So thank you for having me on.
Thank you, sir, for coming on. Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely, anytime.
Oh, Marconin, we got one question from the chat room. Somebody said, Marconin, do you have the Zillion Tiger from
I do not have it. That's the one that drops off the Tiger boss in old ZG. If you have a second, I can tell you a quick funny story about a mount.
Absolutely.
Tell the story, man. Tell the story.
So old ZG, not only could you get the Zillion Tiger, but you get the Swift Rizashi Raptor.
Sure.
And which is like the green raptor. Back then, it was the only way that you could get a raptor for the Alliance. My two friends, this is back in Wrath, my two friends were like, dude, you want to go on a ZG run? If a mount drops, it's yours. I'm like, okay, cool. And my roommate at the time was like level 52, 56, something. He was under 60, but he was going to come around and see it anyway. He's like, oh yeah, I'll check it out. So the four of us go in there, and all of a sudden we get through, kill the Tiger boss and everything, get to the Raptor boss, it drops. Raptor mount drops.
Nice.
Everybody's like, it's yours, buddy, take it. And I hit need. My roommate hits need and gets it.
Oh, that was before trading.
And he can't even ride it because he's not 60.
Oh.
And he's sitting right behind me, like right on the wall to the left of me, not 2 feet from me. And
you
my
inflict bodily harm.
No, because he's one of my best friends. But my body went cold. Like, I'm talking like it was a fridge or had closed around me, and I started shaking. And he kept it, and he learned it, and he rides it. Well, whenever he plays, he rides around on it, and I'm like,
Does he flaunt it? Does he flaunt it? Does he be like, hey?
He's done it like...
Isn't it amazing?
He's done it like once or twice.
He's like, did you want to sit here and see what it feels like? You can use my computer for a minute.
Yeah. I see him on it, like if I'm over at his house and he gets to play, and I'm like, that's a nice raptor you got there. He's like, thanks.
Awesome.
That was the only time I was like, if you weren't my best friend and my roommate, I need your half of the rent. Oh, I can't beat you up. But yeah, that's like my favorite mount story to tell, because it's so like, no, but then it's, it's okay. Maybe one day, it drops off the black market auction house every once in a while. So if I ever get rich in game, I may buy it, but we'll see. But yeah, that's my last little mount story.
Good story, man. Good stuff.
All right, Marconin. Well, thank you for.
Story. Go ahead.
Well,
Marconin, thanks for joining us this evening.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much.
absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on. You guys have an awesome night, and thank you to everybody listening.
Thanks. We'll see you soon.
Man.
Couple months.
Take care.
Absolutely.
All right. Take care, man.
You too.
We probably would have kept him on, except we got to get Turarts
We
in
gotta
here.
get. That's right. Let's get Turarts in here.
Marconin's awesome. Okay, so
Yeah, good stuff.
while you get Turarts.
I haven't even seen T for a while, man, because she wasn't. She like dodged us last time, right? And then
She didn't
before
have
that, I was
internet.
gone.
Yeah, she
Well,
didn't have
that's
that
no
before.
excuse.
Oh, it sucked.
What's going
It was
on, T?
awful.
Doing
Good.
my
How
part.
are
Hey.
you?
Good to see you, man.
I know it's been forever.
I know.
This is last time was the first show I've missed since you guys have gone live, and I was quite upset.
Aw.
Everybody was upset. Trust me. I heard a lot of things about it. Like, why'd you guys have the show if T wasn't going to be there? I was like, I don't know. They wanted us to do the show.
What
My
are we-
husband is addicted to that game. Plays it all the time. All the time.
Wait, he plays Jungle Heat too? Is he into the Jungle Heat?
No, not Jungle Heat. The Fallout. I will have to tell him.
We are going to start a Jungle Heat revolution right here, right now. But anyway, you guys
I
have to
play-
tell us.
What is it called? Hold on, let me find out. Adventure Capitalist, and
Oh,
it's stupid, and I
that
hate that I'm
game.
addicted to it, but I am.
Oh, wait till
Yeah,
you try to
Nav
Jungle
knows.
Heat. You haven't seen Addiction, my dear.
Goodness, event news. Let me think. Okay, yes, I'm back on track now. So we are having a guild meet and greet on September 4th. I don't have a time yet because I have to get with the Well Played party to find out what works for everyone. It will be in the evening, and we're just kind of catch up with the party, find out where we're at, do a Q&A, and then play some of those Jack in the Box games or whatever they were called. I can't remember. But just have some fun.
Jackbox.
Awesome.
Jackbox. Jack in the Box.
Yes.
Same thing. It's fine. But it's going to be a blast. I'm excited to kind of catch up with the party, let people know where we're at. We haven't forgotten about you. We didn't just kind of take your money and walk away. We're still doing stuff. So it's pretty fun. And I'll have a time hopefully this week. I'm going to see what time works for everyone else. So it'll be in the evening, and that is Friday, September 4th. Another thing, I personally think we have a little bit of a wait until Legion comes out. And I don't want everyone to get bored with WoW. So if you've noticed on Twitter lately, I've been asking about these 101s. And that is kind of the next project I'm going to be taking on. And Marconin actually is going to be helping me with one of them. I want to explore aspects of the game that maybe people haven't yet, from mount collecting to pet battles, PvP, even gold making. And a lot of these, if no one wants to volunteer, I can talk about, but I'd prefer not to. So if you are interested in hosting one, or you feel like you know enough to talk about a segment, like maybe you don't know enough about battling pets, but you know a lot about collecting pets, let me know, because I want people to stay engaged in the game and stay active in it, and maybe play things or do things they haven't before, or find out a little more about things they're interested in. So this is kind of the next project, big project we have for events. So
Cool.
let me know if you want to help out. Hopefully it'll work out for us. Otherwise, I think that's basically it for event news. Watch the guild calendar, always things happening there. Always looking for event planners. ctrguildevents@gmail.com is how you can get a hold of me. And I'm fairly sure that's it. Kind of short and sweet this week.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yes, yes. I love the collecting of the mount of the pets. Sorry, my brain's switched to mounts. Yeah.
Got Mount Brain.
Well, speaking of Mount Brain, Terarts, what's your
Yes.
favorite mount
The Phoenixes.
that you didn't already tweet to
Okay.
us?
That's right.
My second favorite mount, what would it be? Okay, so a little bit of a story. My husband got me into WoW, and the first year we did the Halloween boss, like I didn't know anything about the game. Like I still was weirded out by the fact you could just walk into like people's little houses that sat in the middle of nowhere and no one cared. So it's very new. Yeah, like I was like, why can't you just walk into the house? It seems kind of weird. But he's like, come just do this boss with us. I'm like, okay. And so I do it, and this mount drops. I'm like, guys, everyone gets a mount. This is awesome. He's like, no, not everyone gets a mount, Amanda.
Not everyone.
That's not how this works. And he's like, are you serious? The first time I take you in this dungeon and you get the mount, because he's been playing since vanilla. And so I
That's awesome.
kind of flaunt that thing every now and then. He has it now. Eventually he got it. I think he got it last year. But yeah, I was just like, this is awesome. This is so cool. Everyone gets a mount. This is
Everybody
nifty.
gets a mount.
I did that to
mounts.
when
You get a mount.
the Timeless Isle dropped. I got 2 pieces of tier gear off of the Celestial, the 4 bosses you fought. I got tier gear and I rolled tier gear, and I told him, like, everyone gets tier gear. This is so awesome. So he goes and he does it, and he gets gold. And then he rolls gold, and he's like, Amanda, that you just got lucky. No. So I need to stop being like, everyone gets this. It's so
From now on,
cool.
everyone should do that. If you get something that not everyone gets, like, oh wow, everyone gets tier. Just scroll your rate teams.
I was
That's
so
awesome.
excited. Like, I almost typed it in guild chat. I'm like, no, I need to tell Matt first so he can do this. And then, like, he wakes, because I wake him up because he works nights. He gets on, he goes and does it. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Didn't
You woke them
know.
up out of sleep, man.
I did. So, yeah, but no, it would have to be the Headless Horseman mount just because of how I got it. And, yeah, I just thought everyone got it. It made sense. But no,
Wow.
it's not. how it
Apparently,
works.
Torrance gets everything she wants, ladies and gentlemen. Jeez.
You've heard it here.
Oh, I wish. I have so many pets. But no, yeah, so that's event news, and that's my little story. And I want these 101s to happen, so please get a hold of me if you want to host one. Like I said, Marconin's doing one. I have a couple other people I think are interested, so if you know something in the game and love it and think other people should love it too, let me know.
Cool.
All right,
Good
T.
stuff. Thank
We
you,
will
T.
see you guys in 2 weeks.
Take it easy.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so
Steve's
while Terarts was talking, me and Ash and Warchief Fulgen are all in the chat room talking about Fallout Shelter.
Oh, jeez.
The addiction is real.
How Ash has 100 184 dwellers. And anyone who plays this game knows that 184 is quite a bit. And poor War Chief, his started crashing at about 150.
Wow.
So this is now a podcast about Fallout Shelter.
That's right.
I'm out of the and Jungle Heat.
And Jungle Heat. And now we would normally bring Nate on, but Nate is on the road right now, so he couldn't make the show. However, he gave us some notes to pass along. He says that
Notes. This guy gave us some serious notes, man.
He says that from now on, he is only reporting kills on mythic kills. And bosses that are at the end of LFR Wings, Corndog, Gorfine, Tyrant, Manaroth, Archimond, or teams who post to the forums.
He's got all these new rules now.
Yeah, all the rules. And the teams have to... You
From
can't
this
feed the
point
teams
forward,
after...
we will only be... No, that's like... I can just see, like, from now on... Yeah, he just went straight Downton Abbey on us here.
That's right.
All right.
No, it'll only be 3. And
all right, Belle. You've got to read. You've got to read the raid kill. You got to read the raid report like that now.
The rubber chicken coat. No, we're not doing that. All right, I'll read it out. I'll
would
do
have
my
been
best,
perfect.
Nate. I know. If I could do it, I'd pull it off. All right, here we go.
All right.
We've got the Rubber Chicken Coalition and the Rady Bunch have fed normal Gorfine so much that he choked and died. Rubber Chickens are now 6 of 13 normal, and Rady Brunch are 7 out of 13 normal. Reading is apparently hard. Normal Tyrant Velhari is getting toppled left and right this week. Hey, pipe down over there. As the Dark One's Own Luck, Gruel's Gone Wild, Project Fail Sauce, and Hump Day Heroes have all scored their first kills. The Dark One's Own Luck is now 10 of 13 normal. Project Fail Sauce, Gruel's Gone Wild, and Hump Day Heroes have all moved to 11 of 13 normal. Yes, let's get some. That's what we need, Nav. We need like some serious heavy duty clap tracks between these things, man. I want to feel fired up when I'm hearing about the guild. I want my blood to boil. You know what I'm saying? I want to be hype. You know what I mean? If I can't get hype here, how are people gonna get hype listening to this in their car on the way to work? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Let's see what I can do here.
Anyway, next we got Epic Eggplant have torn normal Manaroth apart. They are now 12 of 13 normal. Raiding with Earmuffs and Rolling Thunder have survived the heroic Cormac pool party. Raiding with Earmuffs is now 4 of 13 normal, and Rolling Thunder is now 5 of 13. Heroic as well as 12 of 13 normal with a new normal Manaroth kill under their belt. These guys are kicking tail. Heroic Gorfine may be tougher, but he's just as stuffed as he is on normal. After being killed by Extortion, Facepull, Warfront, and Stoic, Extortion moves to 6 of 13 heroic, as does Facepull. Facepull is also now 12 of 13 normal after getting a new kill on normal Manaroth. Warfront is now 7 of 13 heroic, and Stoic progresses to 8 of 13 heroic. Stoic has also finished normal HFC after downing normal Archimond.
Okay, guys.
This is when
he's about halfway finished, but I want everyone to note that these are all raiding guilds in your guild raiding teams in your guild convert to raid. All of these teams are in convert to raid, and this was what we're here for. We're raiders.
These people are taking names right now. We're putting all other guilds on notice, and apparently I'm 12 because my voice is cracking like a schoolgirl. I apologize, guys. I am not 13.
Where are we? Where are we in the list right now?
We're on Edenami Enterprise.
Wow.
Yes. All right, so Edenami Enterprise gets up to 12 of 13 heroic with their first Manaroth kill. Best of luck to them on heroic Archimond. Convert to Mythic starts living up to their name this week as they not only kill heroic Archimond, but also score the first kills on Mythic, Hellfire, Assault, and Mythic Iron Reaver. Big congratulations to Convert to Mythic. And last but not least, the Tainted Core earn a Mythic Cormac kill to go to 3 of 13 Mythic. If you guys want to check out the standings for all the Convert to Raid Guilds raid teams, please check out Tommen's CTR Raid Progress app over at ctraidprogress.appspot.com. Big thank you to Tommen and his app who helped make this raid report possible. big shout out to the Stoic Raid team this week. We've been struggling on Archimond for several weeks now, and that kill felt very, very satisfying. Also, very proud of the heroic progress we've been able to make this week. Can't wait to get back in there with you guys this week. Raid well, everyone, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. And thank you, Belschnickel. You are awesome. That's it. That's all we got.
There
Wow.
you go.
Man, reading this late is harder than anticipated. But there it is.
Well, you did great, and thank you so much, Nate, for putting that together. Oh wow,
Yeah, man,
because
big props.
he's been like out of town, and but still, even though he's like not at home, he's still pulling this information for us. Now, if you did listen to all the new terms and conditions that I don't even understand, that Nate put on there, do know that if you post about your team, it's still going to be read. If you post in the forum post, it's still going to be read whenever you kill. So go ahead and keep posting if you want those props.
Yeah. This show's for you guys, so if you kill something and you want it read out on the show, put it there. We'll read it out one way or another, guys.
It's just like the shout-outs. We read all the shout-outs, too.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just that if you don't post and you killed a mythic boss, we're probably going to know about it now.
Yeah.
So say something. Whereas before, it was hard to know, but because of the great and powerful Tommen, friend of the show, we now can more easily see this.
Weekly Hogger kills.
Weekly Hogger kills. Jim's lock. Of course it was. Okay.
So guys, now it's time for the chat room shoutouts. So give us your shoutouts in the chat room. We'll read them off on the show. Sal.
Sorry guys, we've got the giggles tonight. So for the regular converted shoutouts, head over to our forum page, or you know what, just go ahead and tweet us. We love them tweets. Nothing wrong with tweets. So let's see what we got here from the tweeters. So Cuddles says, let's see, shout out to Midnight and Lady Pyrie for organizing the Midwest meetup, and to everyone that showed up, best day ever. Midnight, of course, said shout out back to Cuddles for flying from Florida to Wisconsin to hang out with us. Hashtag because of WoW. What was it? Hashtag because of WoW.
Oh.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
How many times did you practice that, Sal? How many times did
She's
you
got
go?
Post-it notes to know that that's
because of
on
WoW.
her left.
Like, no, I'm mad about that. I'm mad about it. I'm upset about it. Continue.
There's going to be a screenshot of me going, hashtag.
It's
Wrong
side this
Wrong
time.
side, Sal. There it is. Hold it. Hold it. Put your hand under it.
Look at the thing. That's right.
Wow.
Hashtag because of WoW. You should use that hashtag often. But then, Cuddles afterwards said, shouting back out to for the shout out for the indescribable experience of Saruji's Meltaway bars. Hashtag Chocogasm.
Don't do that again.
Echelon CTR, Ash. We love Ash, and he's in the chat room right now. Shout out to Manwes of Facebook. Good luck in your deployment, and may you find many paper zeppelins in your bags. Good luck, man. And then Ursangus says, shout out to all the folks who attended the hashtag Run Raid this weekend. Special shout out to Midnight for putting it all together. I think those are the same thing, the Run Raid and the Midwest meetup. I might be wrong. But those are our shout outs.
And we are pretty clear from the chat room shout outs, so I think we could do our personal shout outs here.
Oh, wait a minute. I have got one more.
Oh, you do?
Yes, from Crab People, posted in our forum. Good thing I checked it. I'm giving a shout out to Navox. Although we have differing opinions on the state of DPS Shaman, he always has a great attitude and really cares for our raid team and always puts his best foot forward. He took the wipes way too hard on Mythic Hellfire Assault and doesn't get enough credit for changing specs and being our go-to tank.
Who sent this in?
Tanks are missing.
Don't worry about it, Nav. Don't worry about it. Nothing to see here.
I hope by the time this gets read, he has Heroic and Trinket. You rock, Nav.
Who sent that in?
Crab People.
Oh, Crab. Crab's such a good guy.
It's like you really took that hard, man.
Oh, it was bad that night. That was so bad. It really was rough. I didn't have fun. Not good times. So Sal, what do you got for your shout outs?
Okay, I'm going to shout out to all my homies that are totally sucked right into Fallout Shelter. I'm here for you. And let me know. Tweet me your dwelling. I want to see it. That's all.
All right. Bell.
I have a preemptive shout out.
Uh-oh.
This shout out is for all the peeps who are going to be getting hot in the jungle with Belschnickel, baby. Jungle Heat. Download it. Let's do this. That's it. That's all I got. Hashtag Jungle Heat. I didn't get a hashtag now. What about you, Nav? What you got?
All right, I got a couple shout outs here. Shout out to Pudcud, Doom Legend, Phyllis Araxo, Taytoni for some awesome Rocket League matches.
Rocket League.
So the trick to that game I discovered is changing your whole camera view. Don't run with the default camera view in that game. There's a post out on Reddit that'll give you some good settings to use for Rocket League. I suggest you use them. It changes the view, makes the game so much easier to play. It's
I've
so
been
much
hearing a
nicer.
lot about that game.
It is so much fun. We've also got a shout out to the Tainted Core team for letting me run with them this past week because my regular raid team, they weren't going to kill the first 6 bosses. So I ran with them and got some gear with the first 6 bosses. And then a shout out to the Faceball team for letting me tag along with them on their raid last night. I think I killed 1 boss with you guys, but thank you nevertheless. And Cuddles. Shout out to Cuddles. Yes, you Cuddles. I accept your challenge, and we will have a Central Florida meetup. When you get back from Labor Day, we will work things out. We will make it happen, sir.
Let's actually do it, though, maybe.
He said,
it'll never happen.
No, we will actually, it'll happen. On the game case, he said, he said, I issued a challenge to Nav. Let's, make this happen. So, Guildies, if you live in and around Central Florida, we'll be setting up a meetup. And make sure to tune into our show and the game case, as well as we'll cross-promote the event and more details to come. So
definitely.
With that, guys, I think that brings episode 64 to a close. So if you're listening to us at iTunes or Stitcher, take a few moments and give us a thumbs up, write us a review, and tell us how we're doing. We'll even give you a shout out on the show. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, leave us a comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like to join us live, look us up on Twitch TV/Converted Podcast. And Sal, what can they do if they'd like to be on the show?
Okay, any guildie is welcome to join in on the fun. Just email us at convertedpodcast@gmail.com and we will hook it up. So, guys, 2 weeks from tonight is Labor Day. I'm not going to come to work on Labor Day. I don't know about you guys. I'm just going to
Can't do it.
Chill.
Nope.
Can't do it.
And I know Belschnickel has his fantasy.
That is Fantasy Draft Central. There's going to be 9 drafts going down in a matter of 4 to 5 days. So, yes, it's all about the FF.
So 3 weeks. We'll be back in 3 weeks.
So 3 weeks from tonight. What is that? Okay, so September 14th.
September 14th.
We have our guildie who was in the chat room tonight. Chromie. We're going to talk to Chromie. Yes.
Nice. Very good.
And
all right.
We're still working out the
dragon?
theme. He's got a lot of but he's got a lot of ideas about what we should talk about, but we're still working out exactly what it's going to be. But I think it's going to be fun no matter what it is.
We'll make it fun no matter what it is.
Fun.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
guys.
All right.
So we'll see you in 3 weeks, September 14th. See you then, guys.
See you guys later.
You can follow us on Twitter at converted_CTR.
And be sure to follow us on our YouTube channel, Converted Podcast.
Also, follow us on our Twitch channel, Converted Podcast, and join us live every other Monday at 7 p.m. server.
You can follow me at summer_sal, Navux at NavuxCTR, and Belschnickel at BelschnickelCTR.
This podcast is a part of the Signals Media All-Star Network. For more information on this and other fine shows, go to signalsmedia.com. It's okay to stick our stuff in your ears. Really.
And we're back. We're back.